talking about my persuasion speech about why texting and driving and the dangers of this issue. How many of us are guilty of picking up our phone while we're driving? We're all addicted to our phones, which lead us to use them in the most dangerous situations ever. Approximately 1.6 million people crash due to cell phone use, according to Texting and Driving Statistics, March 10, 2021. First, I'll be explaining the false perspective that people think that they can multitask while driving, the emotional damage that this causes us, and finally, how the alternatives to overcome this impactful issue. First, the false perspective of multitasking is that many may believe that they can do it all, which includes sending a quick text, an email, a snap, whatever it might be, without thinking about how little that action can change their life in less than a minute. And this is according to The Science is Clear, Why Multitasking Doesn't Work, March 2021. Our brain can only do one complex thing at a time, no matter how safe we think we're being. Our brain isn't adapted to use our cell phone behind the wheel. And because statistics actually show that that action can actually increase the car accident by 23 times. And in this visual, we see how our brain reacts. And if you see, texting and handheld cell phones are in the bottom of the list with the highest percentages, which basically means that our brain reacts slower to these actions. Even if we are just picking up our phones, we are still taking our eyes off the road, and we need to understand that not only affects us, it affects everyone around us, and basically everyone who's on the road. And this is according to The Dangers of Distracted Driving, April 19, 2024. So yes, even if we are just pulling this action and we're just still having our hand on our wheel and just another hand on the cell phone, we are still causing a hazard to the road. No one understands the harsh effects until it happens to them, to the people that they love the most. Second of all, it's the emotional damage. It isn't just numbers when I say 1.6 million accidents are caused by using cell phones, or when 390,000 of those accidents are caused in injuries or death. There are not only numbers or statistics. These are people with lives and families and friends and people who care about them that end up losing a loved one over something so easily preventable. And this is according to Texting and Driving Accident Statistic, Distracted Driving, updated 2022. It not only affects us who are involved in an accident, it also affects those people who are closest to them, their mom, their dad, their siblings, their friends, their partners, etc., whoever it might be. People who have people that care about them, and using our phones not only affect us but also affect the other people who are driving and the people who care about them. And this is according to the impact of driving of the driver and attention or on near crash risk, April 1, 2006. So in this visual, it shows that teen people are actually the one who are involved in crashes even more. And in the top of the statistics, it shows how 12% of all accidents are used by cell phones, and this is basically one of the highest percentages of accidents. We want to keep the people that we love for the most time around us, so we need to spread awareness on something so preventable that we can stop someone's death or someone's injury of ourselves or the people that we care most about. Therefore, we need to stop our obsessions with our phones and find ways to stop it. So these are some alternatives. We need to find safe alternatives that aren't us physically picking up our phones and texting and taking our eyes off the road. Some safer alternatives are putting our phones on do not disturb so we don't have the urge to pick up our phone when we see that text pop out. And in some cars it already has it, but it reads you the text and it gives you the option if you want to respond verbally. So that's also another really good option if that's something you urgently need to text back. That's the way to do it. And this is according to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, United States Department of Transportation, November 5th, 2022. We need to start making changes, but we need to start making them now, starting with ourselves. And if we see this behavior when other people are right around us, we need to tell them, because this is something that can be life or death. And there are safer ways to approach this. So this is 100% manageable. Now we went over the forced perspective that people think that they can multitask while driving, the emotional damage that this causes us, and finally the alternatives to overcome this impactful issue. This is important because it's something that day by day it goes on. It keeps increasing because people are becoming more and more addicted to their cell phones. So if it doesn't stop now, in the near future, it might be impossible. So by knowing the effects that it has in the statistics and seeing actually how many people are affected by this, we might think twice about doing this action, and we need to start spreading awareness to be able to save your life or the people you most care about.